Hey, deserving listeners, George and Anfisa. Let's watch.
It's sort of a little bit irritating that she throws a little fit over something kind of small.
On one level, I might agree that, I don't know, but it sounds like Anfisa is being unfair and being overly hurtful to him. On the other, well, not on the other hand, but in addition to that, he is describing again having a little fit. It's in the language. You know, we reveal how we think about things and how we feel about things in the word choices that we use. Again, he could say, it seems a little weird that she got upset that I didn't buy her that thing, or it seems a little weird that she got angry, or my feelings are hurt that she is treating me this way even though I didn't buy her something. You know, there's a lot of ways of expressing how you feel or how you see the situation or what's happening. What he's saying is, oh, she's having a little fit. She is, what did she say? Anyway, the kind of language is there. And I suspect that he learned this from his family, possibly his father. He certainly learned it from society. But I grew up in, I'm guessing, a very similar society as he did, and I turned out different. I didn't not incur sexism. I did, but I wouldn't have said it like even before I became awake to that aspect of society and myself. I don't think I would have worded things like this. Anyway, so I suspect that he learned this somewhere.
I am feeling the weight and the pressure of, you know, me going to Russia. It's 6,500 miles away. It's a little nerve-wracking. Try calling her.
Some people might say, well, what's wrong with being dominant? What's wrong with having that traditional gender point of view? And yeah, we could talk about that for literally our entire lives and not exhaust every idea that we could talk about. But what I'll say is that it harms everyone. It harms, obviously, the person you're putting down, which I think is obvious, but it also harms the putter-downer. When you do that to someone, when you have that mindset, you actually harm other people and push them away, or you might choose people of a particular ilk that is based on a superior-inferiority relationship dynamic that usually doesn't work out for either person, but at the very least, you're harming other people, which causes them to move away from you, which causes you to feel more hurt, which causes you to need more of a defense of toxic masculinity, which causes you to push people away, which causes you to be hurt, which causes you to go down the incel route, which causes you to be a jerkface. It just, you lose. The primary person that loses in all the incel, well, not the primary person, but you know, one of the people is the incel himself, is the anti-feminist himself, is the superior toxic masculine individual. Because a lot of times what men who ascribe to toxic masculinity will say is like, well, this is who I am, this is what I like. You know, I like to be in control, I like to dominate, you know, and I like a woman who likes it when I do that. And okay, there's functional areas of that. There's certainly, you don't have to not be assertive as a man to not be a toxic male. Anyway, point is that you get what I'm saying, that it's not just altruism for the victim, it's altruism for the perpetrator. So he's calling her. Her name is Princess. I don't know if that's a part of this, or that's what she wants to be called, or that's how she acts. But then he started calling her, and then I'm like, I think your phone is rebooting. So it seems like that's what's happening.
I tried calling her. She erased my phone.
I don't get how she can do that.
She has my Apple ID and password, so with that information, you can wirelessly erase the content on the phone.
Wait, what? I can see why y'all wanted me to watch this couple already, but is that true? There's no way that's true. Is that true? Basically what he's saying is she's upset that he didn't buy her something. Is that right? I'm not sure. She's upset about something. He's now calling her to talk. Presumably she knows that the cameras are there, that sort of thing. And she doesn't answer the phone and instead remotely deletes and, you know, reboots, or what do you say, factory resets his phone. One, what? Two, you give your, I mean, I wouldn't, why would you give that to a, why would you give that functionality to your partner? Like, yeah, here you go. You can erase my phone. I mean, unless, like, I guess if you lose your phone, right? And like, if I lost my phone, my wife would immediately be able to erase it so that the robbers wouldn't have access to my, you know, stuff. So maybe that's why she would have that. I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't know what her problem is right now. I'm resetting my phone. I don't think I've done anything to deserve the way that she's acting right now. She is a little bit controlling. Oh yeah, she actually sent me an email saying I canceled your flight.
Wow. I mean, maybe we'll hear from Anfisa as to why she would do these things, but they're pretty extreme behaviors. But we'll reserve judgment until we hear from her. But we have found that she didn't answer the phone, she erased his phone, and she canceled his flight because he didn't buy her something. Am I remembering that right?
I'm not 100% sure if she's bluffing, but I'm gonna try to confirm that right now. Wow. She actually just changed my password to the email, and I can't log into my email.
Wow. That is interesting. It's given his language around dominance, and then to see this, because this is the sort of thing an abusive person does. I don't know, and maybe Anfisa will be able to convince us that this is all justified. I can't imagine. I mean, unless she's protecting herself from his abuse, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Who knows? Yikes. She erases. I mean, I can't imagine what I would do if someone out of retribution erased my phone and everything that's on it. Like, I mean, that, I don't know what I would do if someone did that to me. And equally as egregious, that someone locks me out of my own email address. I can't imagine what I would do. My trust in that person would just be completely shattered. I'd be like, I mean, unless maybe there's a justification.
I mean, I wouldn't even know what to say. I wouldn't even know what to say about our relationship right now, just because she's taking it too far and I put so much into our relationship. I'm trying to hold things together and trying to hope for the best. But as of right now, I'm not going to Russia.
So I don't know, but you can be both a primarily interested in dominance person and also an abuse victim. Some couples will, I don't know if that's what we're seeing, but some couples will be almost in a constant state of power playing with each other. And at least at the outset, there's some slight indications of that, some yellow flags, if you will. So I don't know if that's what we're seeing. Sometimes my initial hypotheses are not supported by future data, and sometimes they are, so we'll keep an eye on that.
You know, she obviously cares about material things and about money more than, you know, our relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would, I think, be the conclusion that, oh, so because I didn't buy you something, not only are you rejecting me, but you're actually attacking me, cyber attacking me as a Russian person. And yeah, wow, that's pretty awful. And that would be the conclusion. So I don't understand why the relationship would even go past this point, honestly. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have a wonderful, loving relationship, and I'm about to see that.
Why are you being quiet? Can you at least can you at least respond to me and tell me what's going on?
You ignore me. You ignore me.
I ignore you.
What the is that?
Well, could you at least apologize for the way you've been acting?
Apologize for what?
All right, so they're talking now on the phone, and the conversation, I don't know what to make of it. It doesn't seem very functional. There seems to be a lot of tension, and she's not offering anything, right? She's the one that did these, you could argue as passive aggressive, but it could be, it's mildly passive but all aggressive. Wiping his phone, just locking him out of his email, not canceling his airplane ticket. So you'd think that she would say something. I did those things because da 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 da. But she's like, I have nothing to say to you. So is she done with him? Are they going to break up right now? Hey, deserving listeners, as y'all know, I am constantly recommending that people go to therapy. We all need therapy from time to time. Well, one of the options available that is definitely worth checking out is BetterHelp. If you're looking for a therapist, I would give it a try by going to betterhelp.com/Kirk. Make sure you use the promo code Kirk because you get 10% off your first month, and it really helps us out. As you watch these videos, I know many of you have been motivated to find your own therapist, which is great because you deserve it. And I know also that it can be hard to find a good fit, find the right one for you. Well, one of the options available in terms of your shopping is to go to betterhelp.com/Kirk. I've been told you can start communicating with your therapist in under 24 hours. You can message your counselor at any time, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. I've also been told that it's often less expensive than in-person therapy, and you should know that this service is available to clients worldwide. So go to betterhelp.com/Kirk to get 10% off your first month today.
That I would like to apologize for.
You're over here deleting my phone and changing the password on my email.
If you have a problem with that, then find your girlfriend.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand how... y'all wanted me to react to this couple. I assume that it goes beyond this point. How does it go beyond this point?
Oh, just like that. You would rather end our relationship over something so small. Wanting the purse, and then you just pretty much been having this crazy attitude with me ever since I told you that right now is not the moment.
Oh, so it's a purse. Yeah, that's right. So she wanted a purse. He said he couldn't afford it or not the moment. And I always say this every time. I don't understand. If they're going to be engaged and be married, all their finances are going to be together. So, I mean, at least in theory. And so I don't understand why the Georges in this equation don't say, look, I could get you the purse for, this amount of money, but this is my budget. And if you come to the States, you're not even going to be able to work for a while by law. And I don't know what your future income is like, but if we're going to get a house, if I'm going to get you a car, if we're going to put food on the table, if you want other things, so what's the budget situation? Is this how you want to spend our money? Because I'm guessing, I don't know, that he would that if she were thinking rationally, she would say, well, if we have to save for a better home, a bigger house, if we have to save for a car, if we have to save for a rainy day, I have to buy health insurance or whatever it is, I probably shouldn't be spending money on a purse. I already have a purse. I have several purses. I don't need another one. So now, why do people focus so much on money? Some people, because of the way they were raised, so there's a number of different roads to this adult syndrome of money seeking, in that if you're abandoned or abused and you're just looking for love and attention, and one of the only times you really get any indication of love and attention is when your parents buy you something. Sometimes there's an absentee parent, they come into town, they buy you a bunch of things, or they send a bunch of things in the mail, which is even worse, and they don't really pay attention to you. You end up really looking for those gifts, because the money amount could sort of indicate something in terms of your value as a human being. And so as an adult, you can really not trust real love and only trust money indications of love. So that's often a path to that. I don't know if that's what we're seeing, but maybe we'll get some history on that for her.
What could I do to fix things?
Do whatever you want.
She hung up.
Wow. I mean, I guess if this relationship does continue, usually things get worse on this show. The patterns get worse over time. So this is the first time we've seen them interact. So it must get, I'm guessing, pretty ugly. And that was ugly to begin with.
I look good? My makeup
You
is
look
good?
beautiful. Crazy. She's crazy. This is a big surprise.
What surprise?
You surprised me here today. Is this why you started a fight with me?
Yeah. So that you don't expect it.
Wow.
So I don't understand. She's saying, I started a fight with you on the false premise that I was breaking up with you, and I'm not really breaking up with you because I don't want you to expect anything. Expect what? That she'll be a regular romantic partner with him? I don't expect what? So I'm confused thoroughly. Maybe we'll get some more data here.
Really? You could have done it earlier.
Sorry. Anfisa is beyond gorgeous. She's one of the most amazing persons I've ever met.
What about kind, loving?
Right. So it's fine to recognize the beauty of your partner, the attractiveness of your partner. Absolutely. But then to follow it up with, she's one of the most amazing persons I've ever met. It's an interesting, conjunction, things that are together. And then she recognizes that. It's like, well, what about, my personality? It's kind of hurtful. So I think we're seeing a pattern here that he is overly focused on the way. So there are two domains, and there are others, but that we are often thinking about when we're talking about motivation when it comes to this sort of thing. One is that I want a beautiful partner because when I look at them, I'm just so attracted to them. And I've had partners in the past that I wasn't so attracted to, and it was harder to be romantic and sexual and motivated. So that one, and various people have different tastes, obviously, but also different degrees as to how much that matters to them. So there's nothing wrong there of, I really want to be attracted to someone. That's a big deal to me. But the other domain is, I want an attractive person because when I'm walking around, it will reflect on me because I feel inferior, and I want someone that will make me look superior to others, because people will say, oh, he must be rich, or he must be famous, or he must be a great person. And so, or better looking than one really is, according to people's opinions. So I don't know which one we're talking about here.
Yeah.
All this?
Yes.
Really? Why did you have to get this car like that?
I didn't think you were going to bring that much luggage. You didn't tell me.
What did you think? I'm going to come with this?
Well, I was going to buy you
with the
everything
parts?
brand new. Don't you want to go shopping?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Okay, really interesting couple. So he says, do you like my new car? Which is, again, just an interesting dynamic. There's nothing wrong with buying new cars. If I bought a new car, I'd be like, hey, what do you think that, one, me and my wife would both look at the car together. But anyway, so there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you like your new car? And she says, no, just dead face. Like, no politeness, no courtesy. It'd be fine, it'd be fine if she didn't like it and she just wants to be honest. She'd be like, oh, to be honest, it's not really my thing because of this, but if you like it, it's great, that kind of thing. It's fancy, whatever. There's a way of being at least courteous to another human being. I mean, she's treating him like he's a piece of crap, really, at least initially. And then he's, trying to get her luggage situated, and she's criticizing that, and maybe there's some validity there. And then he in the middle of the fight, let's rewind this, he quickly follows it up with, do you want to go shopping? So I think we're seeing an extremely, what do I want to say? An extremely focused couple on materialism that is not likely to sustain love and attachment. So let's rewind this.
Yes.
why did you have to get this car like that?
I didn't think you were gonna bring that much luggage. You didn't tell me.
What did you think? I'm gonna come with this?
Well, I was gonna buy you
with the
everything
purse?
brand new. Don't you want to go shopping?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what children will do. And parents will use this technique with children, that you will be, you know, your kid will be having a meltdown at the mall or something, and you're like, do you want to go home? And you know that they want to, you know the thing that they really want, you know, do you want to go home and have a piece of cake and watch Disney? You know, do you want to do that? Do you want to go to grandma's house and have some cookies? And you just know that the answer is yes to that. But because the child is in this mode of rejection, the terrible twos, terrible fours, whatever, they'll be like, no, I don't want that. And you're like, I know you want that. And then they might, if you can get through to them, they might go, no, well, yes. I mean, why do children do that? Well, it's because they, one, have trouble regulating their emotions. Two, they are developing a sense of identity at different stages of life that involve just opposition. When you don't have a self, or you're not in connection with the self yet, one quick way to differentiate yourself from other people is just to oppose others, is to just do whatever they don't want you to do or do whatever they don't do. And this is the way how kids actually, when you have multiple kids, siblings, they will differentiate themselves by just being different from their sibling, because it's a fast way to feeling like you are a separate, individuated human being, which we all want. We all want to feel like we're a separate human being with our own specialness. We want to be connected at the same time, but we also want to be individuated. So when someone will ask us a question and we're in a mode of opposition and rejection, we'll say no, but then her, I'm guessing, overriding desire and longing for possessions overtook her desire to say no. I don't know. This is a very troubling dynamic.
I got you. She's finally here, and we have so much ahead of us, and I want to make everything perfect for her.
So it's interesting to see their dynamic in person, because before they were in person, he had a lot of language around dominance and anti-feminism. I want traditional roles. But their emotional dynamic is he is in this constant state of trying to please her, and she is either blank rejecting or mildly approving.
You know, I gotta get a taxi up here. Take the rest of the luggage. Doesn't fit in the car. Yeah, so.
Wow. So the car doesn't fit. Now, it sounds like it looked like he had a lot of other stuff in the car, so it makes the luggage like you can't fit it. But I mean, I guess that's what two-seaters are like. You just have no room to put just two pieces of luggage. So he has to get a taxi. He goes to the airport with a car that can't, anyway, I mean, you know, honest mistake maybe. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself, because you deserve it. You really, really do.